Okay, guys, this is our new topic, and the topic is night terror. It is very common in the children. It can happen in the adults as well. What are the features of night terror? That's the first thing that we want to know. And what is night terror? It mainly affects the children, but can happen in adults as well. Most of the time, the child would wake up while sleeping, would start crying, thrash around, thrash about, and jump off the bed and open the eyes, and after a few minutes, go to bed again. And when you ask, they do not realize that they have done overnight. And when you try, you may want to explore what is the reason. They wouldn't tell you anything because they are not aware of this. So this is a night terror. Most of the time, it happens in the initial part of the night, in the initial half of the night. It is different from the nightmare. Nightmare is something where the child wakes up due to bad dream, and they feel scared, they feel fear, and they may also cry. However, they have the memory of what happened, what they saw in the dream. This is the main thing that creates a difference between both of them. It happens in the later part of the night. However, it can happen even before that if the child is really scared. Now, what causes this? The reasonable explanation about this is it can be because of the family history, can be because of the fever, any anxiety, and sudden noises. The child may wake up, and sometimes when they sleep with the full bladder, and there can be the history of similar problem in the family, especially night walkers, sleep walkers, the people who sleep. They may have their children with this problem. The age group for this is usually 3 to 8 years. In few places, they say 3 to 5 years. However, this is a benign condition. The child would normally grow out of this without leaving any major impact on the personality or anything. So, as long as a child is okay and there is no problem, you can simply sit relaxed. The major point that we need to see in such patients is if there's any pathological problem like high grade fever, nausea, vomiting, any other past medical history of epilepsy, then can epileptic seizure can also present like this. The child may wake up and start crying. So we need to rule that out. Otherwise, if everything seems okay, then we can simply regard this as night terror. So I say again, night terror is different from nightmares. So night terror is something that the child usually wakes up, starts crying, thrash about, and jump off the bed, go back to sleep, and they would not remember that this has happened without any reasonable explanation. In the nightmare, they get the memories. They may be able to tell you about what they saw, what they are scared of. So the history is very important. Now you can see this scenario. This is one of the typical scenario that you may see in the PLAB 2 examination, where you see mom who has concerns about her daughter, who is doing this kind of behavior or the actions, and she wants to talk to you. So before we jump to talk to mom about the night terror or nightmare, we need to find out how the child's general health is. Is the child up to date with the vaccinations, with the jabs and everything? Is any concerns from the school? Is any concern from the doctor, from any doctor, any history of previous hospitalization? How was the process of delivery? How was the process of upbringing? Any concerns? And how is the child's social attitude? Does the child play with the other kids? Is the child socially withdrawn? Do they like playing? Is it something that has started just recently, or had it been happening before as well? Any history of similar problem in the family, that's also very very important. And ask about who else live in the family, who is in the close contact with the child, and does a child have a good relation with them, like with the parents, with the dad, with the siblings, sister, brother, all those kind of things, and explore that. If you do not find anything, then we are left with the night terror, And based on the history, if the child is not able to remember anything about this, and if the child is otherwise happy, and you cannot think of any pathological problems, any fever or anything, then it is likely the night terror. For the sake of your examination, you need to always make sure that ask the mom to bring the child next time whenever you see. And now, how to manage after you have explored? You need to talk about the management is simply by reassuring and by advising the parents to make a few changes. Ask about how many hours your child uses the gadget, watching TV or playing games on the mobile. That's also very important. So in that case, if you see that the child is a child has a prolonged extended screen time, you may want to advise them to reduce it or even cut it down. Okay, so the advice, the management for this is going to be simply reassurance, advice that it is a benign condition. Usually the child would grow out of this at the age of or around the age of 8, and it does not cause major impact on the child. And do not ask them if about this, because they don't know. Do not ask them in the morning. They may be scared of this, or they may feel more problem, that they may be upset about it. And when this happens, do not try to wake the child, okay, because this happens on its own, and the child would settle on its own. So do not interrupt, let it happen and settle on its own. And try to find the exact time. Normally it happens around the same time every day or every night, so try to find the time when it happens. And once you establish the approximate time of every day or every night when this happens, try to wake the child up about 15 to 20 minutes before this, so this way you can break the cycle. Try to give the child more opportunity to play, socialize, those kind of activities, and reduce the screen time. This will really help the child. And also encourage them, explore. If they have any fear, they should tell you. Okay, be a bit more friendly. Also maintain that diary where you want to write what time it happened and how many times it has happened over a single week or over 1 month. So it will slowly reduce in the frequency as well as in the severity, and eventually it will disappear. If you have any question, always feel free to contact me. If your child becomes unwell for any reason, if your child is not feeling well, nausea, vomiting, any fever, so please do not sit at home, and consult, call 111 or call 999 or contact us. In the meantime, I would say just maintain the diary and be a bit more friendly, spend more time with the child, reduce the gadget time, reduce the screen time, and also advise a child to empty their bladder, take them to the loo before they go to sleep, and try to maintain their sleeping time, and give them some relaxation time as well before they go to sleep. You can start storytellings, and you can try to create this habit, uh, and take the child at particular time to bed. And I believe that this will work. However, if it does not work, then do not worry. I'm here to look after you and your child. You can always come back to us. Next time, what I would do is I would prefer to see your child whenever you come next time. Please bring your child with you so that I can examine as well. If you have any question, feel free to ask me. Thank you.